Good evening everyone, System Chalk here with the 52nd episode of the Priest Legacy DLC for Cultist Simulator, playing as Harold Davidson. Now, as usual, I just need to review the state of things, but I remember sort of the last couple of episodes I got myself out of some tough situations, and we are also equipped with all of the languages, so it should be pretty clear what I have to do with my study verb. But as usual, it's not bad to just kind of look at the threats. So tentative evidence is going to be gone in 3 minutes. We don't have a Season of Suspicion coming up in the next 48 seconds. So obviously we need a couple more turns before we're out of the woods there, but I should feel good about that. I'm going to need to manage my health for the upcoming Grail scar. So I currently have one occupied. Alright, we're healing the other one. Yeah, so there is something of a question as to whether or not I should consider getting another health in reserve, because I did say I was going to talk about exactly how that puzzle is solved. Like, you've seen the pieces, but it might be helpful to just say exactly the logic behind it. What else? We're currently on an expedition, and we got past the curse. Right, okay, so this is finishing, so that's where the majority of my activity is going to be. Okay, so to be honest, I would probably prefer to use Vitality over... funds, simply because I'm not really in a situation to be able to do the Grail Luxgar yet. So we'll see if we can maybe angle things to our advantage there. But honestly, at the moment, the focus really should just be on getting things finished. So in this case here, don't generate any dread. Don't do anything too unusual. And in this case, we'll just translate. We'll take care of things. We'll get the last Lockscar when we can, and then we'll move forward once things are a little bit more stable. I prepared the text for study. So we're going to keep doing this for the remaining text. This is partly just because of the Season of Dread coming up, but it's also just more about giving me options. Although, oh yeah, so under normal circumstances I'd probably use the health, study the health, but I can't. So, on the matter of deeds and serpents, this was probably the Prophecies of the Naga rendered into English and illustrated by William Midnight in Paris in the 1880s, but it shows a number of divergences from that text. It's certainly quite recent by the standards of ACT texts. So this is one we've had in our... This is one that we've had in our library for a while. Lock the study door, the work begins. Colors of the Night. So I'm not quite ready. Actually, you know what? Let's risk some money on the paints. I think I'm getting a refund from the expedition. Honestly, I'm only going through the motions. The quality of my work will no doubt suffer. But still, there's nothing to be ashamed of here. My recent work is celebrated. My name is known, and my work has done well. Okay, so that contentment will help me with my with any dread that might emerge. All right, that's probably a little more success than I wanted, but that does mean that the sickness will be straightforward to deal with. So I can't complain too loudly about that. Let's take care of the secret histories. So we will grab our reason and some lore. Write a substantial treatise on the secret histories. Also, I believe we should be able to get a new commission from Count Jannings. We've had that available for a while, so that's on me for not being a little more careful. This illness has damaged my health. I'll need to rest before I'm fully recovered. Cure your affliction with funds or vitality. We've got another Season of Despair coming up, so that's actually, it's one of the few times I'm relieved to have that, simply because we know, the weary detective's not going to be coming after us, and we don't need to worry as much about the evidence. sick room grows close and stale. It is time to get up. So in this case, I might as well use the money on the affliction. I also can probably afford to do another expedition, but that is a very dicey prospect. So we'll see how it turns out. On to How the End Will Begin. Now, if you read a book called How the End Will Begin, a book of bleak prophecy, and you expect anything other than a dread, you probably aren't paying close attention. All right. The Altar's Garment. The interior of the temple throbs with luminescent fungi. We must peel them from the altar with our gloved hands before we can loot the place. It is as cold as rain-chilled flesh. Our gloves are now stained with light. Our breath mists in the temple's cold. The treasures that unknown priests left here in a pitiful huddle of bones. A sacrifice? Or did a later visitor end their visit here? The glowing fungus has etched their skeleton with its acids. Okay. So thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia is the favorite. Thank you, Violet. We do have leftover funds, so I'm not feeling too bad about where we... Sorry, not feeling too bad about... Can't finish my sentences today. Not feeling... I'm feeling okay as far as funds and getting rid of illness is concerned. Okay, we've got the Furious Sliver. When the Lionsmith turned against the Colonel, he crushed his own sword in his fist. Each tiniest fragment of that weapon still thrills with rage. Now, you'll notice I kind of had some overflow for my relics. This is just partly to avoid the inevitable conflict between the lore and my possessions. And as you can see, it's kind of getting a little crowded down here. And there's other ways that I can sort of build the board. It's just this has naturally gone through. And one thing I don't want to do, my temperament is such that I absolutely would do like 1 or 2 episodes of just fiddling around with the board, because it is an incredibly satisfying thing to do in Cultist Simulator. But I also sort of recognize that this is maybe not the done thing. So here's what I'm going to do instead. We're going to slightly reorganize our possessions. And I'm going to sort of set the consumable... So this is a little bit of an arbitrary division that I'm doing, but I'm basically kind of taking what I'll call the consumables that are cast to the side, and I'm sort of moving them around. The big idea here is mostly I'm just kind of retaining. I'm trying not to make this go up too high, so that basically works. Although I still need to figure out what I'm doing with the Furious Sliver. Alright, the Hallowed Polos, this ring crown of a savage mother stained with essence, woven with scalps of hair, and blessed with flecks of skin. So we can move that, because it's Grail. Got an enigmatic sculpture, an elaborate ivory sculpture of impossible intricacy. Around and across its surfaces, Sanskrit inscriptions spiral against matching lines of Vac. So this will be good for sale. And we are actually at a point where we're going to want to keep a close eye on what we can sell. And then finally the books. The Dream of the Conspiracy of the Lower Skies. Siftings of the Disgraced Oracle Daemon Azenaten. And Where Has She Gone? A discussion in Vac of the Vagabond's Travels. Okay. So for some reason I thought I had another summon, but I guess I lost the Caligine in the last time that we tried to get rid of evidence. So I should probably get a summoning done sooner or later. But at this point, let's just let's take advantage of the fact that we can do another expedition. Oops. So we'll add the Percussagant because that's a summon. We must penetrate. So this is the tombs of the Shadowless Kings. In a rearing outcrop of lime-colored rock, laborers carved tombs for the first kings of this land. Those kings had hoped to be immortal, and perhaps one of them is. The others lie among their trinkets. A hereditary order of guardians watches closely. So we must penetrate the mountains, past the gardens, and brave the curse of the Shadowless Kings left behind. Perhaps we will find treasures. So in this case, I think we'll add Violet for winter. We'll also add Eau Claire there. But basically, this is the first round here. I usually take care of a summon, and I take care of something that I know I'm going to be going up against. And of course, the Rending Mountains are something of a known quantity at this point. So we've usually brought the Winter brothers and sisters to help us out. So I'm particularly interested in what comes up over the next couple of rounds. We clearly have enough notoriety for this to be a threat, but I'm feeling slightly optimistic for some reason. Let's get an edge commission in. This may be useful for a commission. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So apparently we don't need to go past the mountains. Heart or Grail to suppress the curse. So we're good with Grail. We're good with Heart, or will be good with Heart. The hidden door is not a problem because of Knock, but we do need to figure out something to do with the mortals. So in this case, we'll bring Eldritch. Actually, no, Eldritch did learn control. Okay, we can add you, Eldritch. Yeah, we'll kill the mortals. We will add a heart follower, and then we will take care of the door. Yeah. So for some reason, I thought we had to deal with the mount. Oh no, hang on. We do still need to deal with the mountains. I'm just not paying attention. Bleak and gray-green slopes lift the eye to distant snow-edged sky-straining peaks. It'll be a devil of a job to find anything in there. Forge will sustain us. Winter will shield us. So let's add. We're going to need 4 items, assuming that we succeed at everything. We may run out. Season of Vision's coming up, so again, we want to be careful of the books that we're reading, but otherwise we're okay. Oh, and I should be talking with Dr. Adim about the commission. The sick room grows close and stale, time to get up. Okay, so this is the time where we would consider... what we want to start doing now is provoking restlessness where possible. The prophecy of the wars, of the roads recorded in the subcontinent in the days before the great hooded princes. And in the mountains is upon the plain. In the mountains is upon the plain. There may not be a path where none has passed. A work by Nangela of Lagash. I know I've read a few of these descriptions a couple of times, but I always... I kind of figure the start of an episode, or before we read something, is a good time to do that. Lock the study door, the work begins. I have received the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So I do need to repair the mirror at some point. So the real question is, am I willing to give up the time that I would spend on a commission? Yeah, why not? Let's get Tristan. Tristan's been underutilized, so give him a chance to repair the cracked watchman's glass. Call upon the Madrigard who quells and quiets. So we've got 25 seconds. This will start to provoke our hunger here. Oh, I can't afford to do that actually, because I need a winter follower. The hour called the Madrigard is at home in the cold. She will almost certainly keep us from falling. Okay, so I'm taking something of a risk by provoking hunger at this point, because I don't have restlessness to get me out of trouble if I wind up, or to take advantage of it if the occasion arises. But I also think I have a couple of escape routes if we get into a dangerous position. So I finish the manuscript, and we'll get the Grail commission ready to go. And again, that'll just give me options when the time comes. Through the high passes, Frostguard and Shivering, we've made it through the mountains. Okay, so we escaped the evidence. Good news for us. There's still notoriety, so we may potentially still get the ire of the Suppression Bureau. And I'm mildly curious why I decided to stop going into the Madsis. I know we were curing health problems. I think I might keep this open for a little while. I don't have an immediate need for the like, we can get some more expeditions by going through the Mansis, but in this case, I actually think having the option to be able to cure health problems is a little more helpful. Pay attention to the language. As the sun his course, Joel of the Bridge, a retired soldier and sometimes tollkeeper, wrote this epic poem about Alexander's famously inexplicable decision at Issus to withdraw from the war with the sorry, I'm so bad at this, Achaemenids, and his subsequent return to Macedonia. My follower needs a silver spintrea or better to complete their task. So if it's not clear what the plan is once we get our, once we start going hungry, and I have sort of caused myself some problems by going on an expedition here, the big idea is that if I need funds in a hurry, I've got 4 iron spintrea, a jumble, 3 books, and then the artifact. This kind of counts as a book, but all of those can go to Oriflamme, so those are very likely to generate money. And then on top of that, of course, there's a few things that I can do for cash, like the services and such. But I want to generate the hunger first, which means not having any money. Okay. And this is, of course, why I've been focusing on the commissions as well. But the time has come to... stop that for a little while, I guess. Alright, the mirror is repaired. It shines again as it did once before. Now, we may be able to make it through the... So I did say that I was going to use this to try and cure any health issues, but I don't think there's going to be any that come up within the next minute. So maybe I'm going to fall to temptation, and I'm actually going to try and go back through the Peacock's Door. And we have more bronze spintrea than we do silver, so this will be a job for the Wildering Mirror. Now, I don't recall... Trying to think what I can do with Moth. I know they destroy evidence. Well, you know what? Let's make this an experiment. Significant conversations in a smoky meeting room. What do I need for my... Before I do that, sorry, I gotta turn in commissions. I have what was requested. Probably do a summoning at this point as well, but I don't really have that much to go with. Some days are better than others. Sometimes the sky is nothing like a filthy sheet. Sometimes the river runs clear. So in this case, the commissions wind up being a little bit more helpful than they might seem to begin with. And this is because it's going to be generating a little extra mystique for me at a time when the expedition's going to be generating another notoriety. So I think we're still going to get hit by the Season of Suspicion, but I'm a little bit less worried about it than I would be under other circumstances. Excuse me. The Watchers will almost certainly regret standing against us. One thing I may also want to do shortly is a sermon. In fact, I want to in particular I want to do a Moth Sermon. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do a Moth Sermon now. So here's kind of the logic behind what I'm doing. So right now I've got 46 seconds left on my on my kind of monthly expenses. Not having funds is going to cause me to get hunger. But what I don't want to do is have this sort of... I don't want this to kind of keep repeating, because then I wind up in a situation where I have too many pressures on me and I could potentially lose. So all that I really need is to generate that one hunger, and I know I'm not going to get money for another, for another 50 seconds once we finish the sermon. On top of that, we may wind up with the restlessness, which is a necessary kind of a input for the for obtaining the Lockscar. So this is probably one of my better options in terms of making sure that I have what I need to be able to do the ritual. Without putting my run at too much risk. So obviously I didn't generate any further health trying that. I will speak to their souls, and if I speak with conviction, their souls may answer me. And we will turn in the Grail Commission. I have what was requested. Their blood pumps bright and then dark. They should not have opposed us. We move on. Okay, so we got what we needed from Madame Bichet. Of course, if we need money, we do have one other option on the table as well. But the doctor would like my help with his research. All right. 2 more books, I believe? Yep. The Dream of the Conspiracy of the Lower Skies, Siftings of the Disgraced Oracle, Daemon Azenaton. Lock the study door, the work begins. Here's what he needs, a Lantern Commission. So less likely that we're going to do the Lantern Commission right away, but we'll see what the next couple of turns produce for us. Okay, well, we definitely don't want the fascination. Now, this is one of these cases. I actually forgot to bring my pencil, but I don't want to stop the recording just for a writing implement. So I think this is one of these times I'm willing to give it a shot with the Worm Museum. There's lots of things that can go wrong, but I have kind of this theory that they alternate between the Worm Museum and the Grail. So we'll see. I'm actually just I'm gonna use my computer to write some notes though, so. Okay. A perfect frost. Okay, so I'll probably make a Maid in the Mirror out of this. The world is still as ice, each movement is a journey. Last night I visited the Worm Museum, which is both within the Mansis for security and without for safety. The Hours have charged the Colonel with its defense, and even the Lionsmith does not challenge him here. Winter is the chiefest aspect of this place. The worms thrive where things end, but they can also be ended, and they must if the Mansis is to endure. This morning, the chilly certainty of the Colonel's hand still lies on my shoulder. So this would be a time we would consider repairing... Actually, I think probably repairing the Wildering Mirror works here. So expedition continues. So let's add a Heart Follower for a start. And of course, we've hit a couple of important moments here. So Season of Suspicion's coming up again. That's just going to progress as we sort of expect. The wrong kind of attention. The city is rife with journalists and detectives and other meddlers. How long till they leave me? Will they leave me in peace? And my life is slipping away. So we have the starvation, 1.6 seconds, we're going to get our money. But on top of that, we need to start generating cash on our own. So, glory demands truth when we are clad in lies, then it shall burn them from us. The deeper the lore, the greater the chance of exaltation. So we didn't get any restlessness out of that. What I think I'm going to do here is I will do the open soul... I'll do the painting. And let's do a lore painting on the Centipede Testament. I just think that's the highest level of Moth that I can throw at the problem. Okay, always happy to see the Mystique get picked up. We're probably still going to get sunk by the expedition, but... Okay, no money to spend on paints. A hidden door. There must be a door here, but without lantern or knock, we can't uncover it. Neville, if you'd be so kind. And finally, where is she gone? We will translate. Lock the study door, the work begins. And extra mystique is very welcome. Okay, again, I can do stuff with the dream slot, but at this point, I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it close to hand. I'm kind of in an unknown. I'm in a bit of an unknown here. I haven't quite fully thought through how I'm going to make this all work. All that I am is here. So part of this is just to generate a whole bunch of mystique. There is always the chance of some restlessness emerging as well. Bingo! My follower needs a bronze Spintrea or better to complete their task. Okay. We are getting to an interesting place. My recent work is considered significant. I may yet earn a living from this, but nothing is certain. Ah, yes, sorry. The notoriety. That was sort of an unforced error. Well, not sort of, it was an unforced error. So I generated an extra notoriety when there was really no reason to do so. But that's life. Okay. So there is actually some advantage to... Well, I have to turn over the couple seconds anyway. Season of suspicion. Good. Okay. So without money, I'll soon starve. If an illness cannot consume health, it will kill you. Okay. So I've got exactly 1 minute to go on this. So I need to get all my ducks in a row. Let's go. Appointment at Quiet Parish. Health. Grail. Fervor. My people stand before me, voices raised in song, faces upraised aflame. There are doors that few ever see, fewer yet ever open. If I'm willing to suffer the consequences, I might someday become one of those doors for my congregation to pass. Knock, and ye shall be opened. Okay, so we've got 27 seconds before the yearning gets picked up. This is kind of where the timing gets quite critical. Because if I get sick, bad things happen. So we can spend money to cure the sickness, or the hunger, but I really want to push this to the end. Supplies are low. Unless I send more funds, we will have to abandon the expedition. And unfortunately, I don't think I have any money that we can generate in time. So that's a blunder on my part. I should have prepared a little bit better, but we're getting to where we need to be. So even if it means that I have to give up some cash to make the ritual work, I can live with it. So we'll talk with Jannings for a commission along with Madame Bichet. Now, study-wise, we can try studying some secret histories. We could read some books. There's a few different options that I have. I think what I'm going to start, I'm going to mess around with the order a little bit, and I'm going to read the books that are secret histories focused. So, in the mountains as upon the plain, there may not be a path where none has passed. Nangela of Lagash describes the secrets to be found in the mountains. Nangela tells a number of lively stories about riddling ogres and wars between mountain tribes, but turns somber in the tale of the empty-handed hunter, a lover of the Grail who sought to match her appetites and join her as an hour, but in the end rent and devoured himself, giving his name to the mountains he had once roamed. Okay. Steek's running by. Actually, this will kind of save me on the notoriety. So again, even though we lost some money here, this is actually probably going to save me on the notoriety front. Well, if I get lucky. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be declaring victory on that. I think this is a loss. Trying to put a brave face on it, but I can't. Ooh, this is a lot closer on timing than I thought it would be. Okay, there's our Moth commission. If I get in a pinch, I can always stick this in the dream slot. I'm actually going to do that just because I have a bad tendency to not unpause on a few things, so giving myself 5 seconds is okay. We can try again when the dust has settled. So that's, again, unlucky. I probably should have been paying closer attention. I didn't think I was going to get a dread, so that's a bit of a nasty surprise, but we'll make it work. what I can do is I can start earning some cash at Oriflamme's, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we'll start with the... actually, you know what? Let's start with something that's actually valuable. So this curiosity will earn you some funds. Sell with caution. There's no way to get it back. So I just want to make sure I actually have money within the allotted time. The Deacon reads now from the Book of St. Respicius. Bronze shapes, but the heart labors. Hunger shows the red cup, and sickness the snow. The lantern knows, while Moth understands, and the sword, when it comes, is its own answer. Vision of the red cup. Here, says the woman of ivory in my vision, let me show you that not all scars are pain. She sets her mouth to the well of my blood until her paleness is thrilled all through with threads of rose. And on that note, we will finish up for tonight. So we are getting very, very close to the ending. Thank you very much for watching. There will not be a video tomorrow. I believe that's Tuesday, so videos are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, if we finish the run before then, I may not do the whole week's videos, but I'm usually slower than I think I am. But of course, if you are enjoying the series and not done so, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you like the video, please leave a like. You can also leave a comment. Those do help the videos get noticed, and of course, I'm always delighted to see people interact with them. I suppose if you dislike the video, you can dislike it, but let's ignore that button for a bit. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.